Question: if you owned restaurants and it was found out that you were segregating your Asian and people of color away from their white patrons, and your current and former employees started coming out and leaking information that they were taught to limit the amount of ethnic looking people coming into your restaurant, and one of your former employees literally came out and stated that you specifically told them not to let black people in because you don't want your business to be ghetto or trashy, this is a genuine question. If that was you and it happened to you, what would you do? Would you A, publicly apologize profusely and then donate a substantial amount of money to resources for people of color and women, close down all of your businesses and then disappear? B, scurry to try to hire a black manager so that you could be like, how can we be racist? We have a black manager that you guys will all know that we hired after the scandal. Or C, do nothing and hope that it just goes away. If you chose option A, you're probably a pretty decent person, but if you chose options either B or C, well then you would be the Sams, because they did both.
Bro, unpopular opinion, but I feel like if racist white people want to be segregated away from us and they want to have their own, we should let them have it. Honestly, sick and tired of seeing people fight with them. They want to have a different halftime show? Let them. They don't want you buying their clothes. They don't want you eating at their restaurants. Don't buy. Don't go. Like, nothing is going to piss me off more than spending my fucking hard-earned dollar at your business and then finding out that you're a racist piece of shit. I don't know about y'all, but I want to know up front. Even if you have to put a whites only sign at the front of your restaurant, I want to know, and I can keep it the fuck moving. There will be no protesting to eat at your establishment. I don't care. You really think I'm going to use my time and energy to fight to get into these places they don't want us? For what? Because imagine me walking into your restaurant, ordering some chicken and waffles or a fried chicken sandwich or something like that, and you don't feel the need to cook it properly because I'm a nigga. You end up giving me salmonella and poison in my ass or something like that. You guys know that sound from that show Snowfall when he's like, click, click, click? Nigga, you think I'm dumb enough to give your ass a loaded gun after the shit you just pulled? I don't want them to have to hide in their closets or under their hoods or under their sheets or under their mask or wherever the fuck it is that they want to hide. Be free with the racism, please. I'm begging you, because at least then I will know where we stand. We've been over this with them a million times before.
Hey guys, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. It's so good to have you. Thank you so much for clicking when you saw this video. So I came across these videos on my FYP of, people. There's a particular lady who went to this particular white restaurant, right? They call it Great White Restaurant. So apparently they used to, according to the creator, they used to have like Asians in one corner, then the white people will be inside. So if you're a palm colored, you stay inside the restaurant. Then if you're an Asian or so, you will stay outside. And some people are also speculating how they actually do not want, people that looks like me in that kind of restaurant and all that. People are calling it segregation because some people say it's modern day segregation because that's exactly what it's looking like. Okay, because how can you segregate people? Why is it that palm colored will be inside, then you have other people, POCs, outside? So people are not saying, what if it was in those days, who would have known how these people would have done, right? Well, let's take a look at people's reaction, then I'll come back with the commentary. But let me know what you all think in the comment section, and credit to all creators on this video. Let's go watch.
I finally understand why the Great White Cafe in LA is called Great White. And it's not about sharks. Let's talk about it. About a month ago, I had just got on my camera and my girl's like, let's go to brunch. I know this great cafe, amazing food. Let's go play with this camera. So I said, okay, cool, let's do it. We arrive at the Great White. We are met by the host. And I then tell her that we want to sit outside because we want to take photos. The restaurant is definitely very empty at this time, but it did fill up pretty quickly after that. We eat the food, we take great pictures. It's phenomenal. And I remember like looking around me and telling my girl, wow, I love it here. It's so multicultural. Fast forward to today, I started getting a lot of engagement on the photos that I took from there. I tagged Great White, I left him a great review, and I find these comments saying, oh, they sat you outside in the ethnic seating, they hid you behind a tree, you're a fool, you played into their hands. I'm so confused at this point. I'm defending myself crazy in the comments, like, what the hell are you talking about? They, I asked to sit outside, and they were saying, oh no, they put you there, they put ethnic people outside, and I'm like, what? Like, what are weird comments? I'm here thinking that I'm getting trolled. I then go on search on TikTok.
Down former employees who say this was part of the management culture.
They were very direct about telling me to make sure I limit the amount of ethnic people that are coming in.
Montana Pine also says she worked at Grand Blanco as a server when Sarah was a host there.
We were instructed to tell people that the restaurant was at capacity when, certain demographics came in that they did not want in the restaurant.
What? Do you know how fucking racist you gotta be to appear on the news? Oh My goodness. And this had initially went viral because a creator had posted a video saying that they were only seating Asians in one section and white people in another section. I hit up my girl and I'm like, bro, let's, like, now that I think about it, everyone outside, there was maybe like one table of white people that was sitting outside. Me and my girl are sitting on one table. My girl is Mexican. The table in front of us is a group of Mexicans as well. On the side of us, it's a black woman by herself. And beside her is a black woman, her mother, and her white boyfriend. Then we have an Asian couple. And inside, there was only one table. So it was a famous black actor that was sitting on the table with a black woman. Everyone else on the inside of the restaurant was white. Now, I feel like an absolute fool trying to defend myself. I wasn't even trying to defend the restaurant. I was just trying to defend us. Like, no, like, we chose to sit out there. Like, please understand. Like, there is no possible way. I was not born 2 years after the apartheid in South Africa to then experience apartheid in a restaurant in West Hollywood in 2025. It's absolutely appalling. I guess they took great whites to a whole new level.
So someone said it's actually modern day segregation, that this is exactly what they are practicing in this particular place. That why would they be segregating, these people? So that lady made that video and was like, she doesn't know if it's just her, but why in God's name would they be doing that in a restaurant? Okay, and over time we've seen videos of people, I think there's a video of one of their worker who came out and also said that actually this is what they do. Okay, they've been doing that and all that, right? And how they always tell them like it's a law governing their restaurant that Asians stay outside, why white people can come inside. And someone said, okay, so if they are doing this to these people, that means what will happen if they see maybe a Hispanic or a black person come in there? Maybe they will not serve them at all, even though they've said they don't mind, they will serve, whoever it is and all that. Well, so many people just have a lot to say about this particular restaurant. It's as if people have really been calling them out for a very long time. And at some point, some people were saying that, they stopped taking call, they changed their number, I don't know again. But in the comment section of some videos, you just see people actually saying that they have been calling to make reservation. And when you make reservation in such places, they might cook for the number of people that are coming who has reserved, and they might end up losing out. So the best might just be to keep off social media for a while until the issue dies down. But yeah, a lot of people actually have been trying to speak up and talking about their own experience, visiting that particular restaurant as well. Please do well to subscribe. Let's keep watching.
The funniest thing about the whole situation with the Great White is that it's just a reminder how often white people are unaware that we are actually clocking your tea as you do it. For those who don't know, the Great White is a restaurant in Los Angeles, and apparently people have noticed something suspicious about the seating arrangements. In particular, this Asian woman posted a video where she said when they came to the restaurant, they were seated towards the back and there were only Asian people around them. And she was like, well, that's suspicious, but could just be a coincidence. And then I guess one table left, and then the next people who got sat there were also Asian. And she was also pointing out that it seemed like all the white people were in another part of the restaurant further in the front. And then other people started coming out to say, oh my God, I had the same experience. I'm Asian or I'm Hispanic or whatever. And when I went there, they also seemed to sit us all in the same place away from all the white folks. Former employees also came out saying, yeah, this is actually policy. Like, they would tell us where to seat people based on what they looked like. And they told us, if these people come by, sit them in this section. If these people come by, tell them we don't have any more space left. Like, we're just full for the night. They literally told the employees to do this, which is discrimination in the most blatant form. Mind you, these same employees are also saying that the owners are a little bit touchy-feely, let's say. And I'm sorry, call me crazy if you want to, but anytime you tell me that a man is both touchy-feely and a bigot, I'm always gonna believe it. Those two go together real bad. So while all the other WSs around LA County are now flocking to the restaurant because they probably see it as something of a safe space where they're not gonna be forced to sit next to a diverse couple, I want all of you guys to know that people of color still have a green book. In particular, I can speak to the Black community because in every city I've gone to, I've been able to find people to tell me what clubs can you go into, what restaurants have the good food. If you want to go to church, here's where to go to church. If you want to move here, here's the neighborhoods to live in. Black folks still communicate in these ways with each other. It's just largely in private groups, offline chats, word of mouth from other people that you know. All of that still exists, and like restaurants and things like this are included. So when Black folks and people of color stop coming to your establishment, like, yeah, the word has spread. We have found out that you don't want us there, and I hope and pray that your pockets can sustain only operating off of white people. Because one thing we don't even have to do, like one thing that is so instinctive to us, is if I go to a restaurant and I see that the menu has a whole bunch of Asian inspired dishes, which the Great White does without acknowledging it, and I see that there's not a lot of Asian people in this restaurant eating food, I'm not eating there. I'm not eating there. The same way that I'm not going to an Indian restaurant that doesn't have brown people. I'm not going to a Mexican restaurant where they don't speak Spanish to me first. Like, I'm not going to a place where I don't think the people who would want that food and originate that food and who probably eat that food at home, if they're not in your restaurant, your food's probably trash. So yeah, thank you to the queen who posted that original video, to everybody else who was piled on saying they had a similar experience, to all of the employees who have been like, yeah, the owners are trash, don't go there. And as well as everybody who has pointed out that they have another location too, I think it's called Grand Blanco, which, okay, why are we using names from other, okay. Anyway. Thank you to anybody who has posted about this restaurant, because it's not like it was already on my list, but now I know just one more place not to go in this city.
When resources like air, water, food can be weaponized against you, they are very much political, and I don't care what anybody says. And though I hate to continue to platform this person because I see her as one of the most reprehensible people I've ever come across, there are some very good examples as to how food is weaponized against people and is therefore very much political. So in this video, which is a clip of her podcast, she's talking about how Great White, which is owned by 2 white Australian men, have been accused of things like sexual assault, racial discrimination, and racism. She then goes on to say, because these owners have been accused of being white supremacists, she is going to support them even more, which is so fucking despicable. And then for no reason and without provocation, she decided to take this opportunity to spew her anti-blackness. And she makes this comparison between this healthy Australian breakfast and chicken and waffles.
I'm not like, extremely knowledgeable about food that Black people tend to eat, but it's usually not healthy Australian style breakfast. So I'm just throwing that out there. Maybe that's why you don't see tons of Black people there. If you went to Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles, I don't think you would see just 4 feet tall Chinese women.
If you think that this has anything to do with like her concern for the nutritional value of the food, it doesn't. This has everything to do with her wanting to assign morality and virtue, to certain foods. Healthy Australian breakfast by white people, good. Chicken and waffles by Black people, bad. And speaking of Australian breakfasts, I don't know what Australian people eat for breakfast. Let's take a look and see what a healthy Australian breakfast looks like. A breakfast burrito. Last time I checked, I thought burritos were from Mexico. A breakfast sandwich with tamarind chutney. Where's tamarind chutney from? Tamarind chutney's origins are tied to the introduction of the tamarind fruit to the Indian subcontinent from Africa? It doesn't say anything here about Australia, but let's go on. Oh, Great White brekkie. I know that Australian people tend to call breakfast brekkie. It's folded eggs, bacon, avocado, goat cheese, roasted tomato, arugula, and sourdough. I don't know, are all those things Australian? All right, what else? Poke, curry, tacos, Mexican again, falafel, kebab. But wait, let's go back to the other page real quick. I think I saw something. Yeah, right here. Crispy chicken sandwich. Fried chicken? Wait, what are the origins of fried chicken? Fried chicken originated from a blend of ancient frying techniques and the Scottish tradition of frying chicken in fat, brought to the American South by Scottish immigrants, not Australian. In the American South, enslaved African Americans adapted these techniques, incorporating their own seasoning styles and creating a new culinary staple that became a cornerstone of Southern cuisine and later a global food. So I'm so confused. So fried chicken created by Black Africans, bad, but fried chicken made by these 2 guys, good? But this isn't political, right? And this point couldn't be any clearer to me. Like, look at the menu that she's talking about. The menu that she's talking about that is this clean Australian breakfast is food from all over the world. Foods that have been vilified forever. But now that it's being made and prepared in a restaurant owned by 2 white Australian guys, now it's acceptable. Now we can eat it. But if it's made by and eaten by the people that these foods originated from, then it's dirty, then it's unclean, then it's cheap. And that is very much political. And honestly, I could not have made this any clearer. But if you still disagree with me and say that food isn't political, I don't know.
So this is what I have to say. I think that these Asian people are beginning to see exactly what Black folks has been telling them about, because this is exactly what it is. This is how it starts, right? This is exactly how it starts. And for some of them who are actually supporting all of these things that is happening, like, how can you be supporting people knowing fully well that these people that you're supporting, are just lying? Like that lady, see that, I don't know how to say it, but that particular lady, that Emily lady, right? I think sometimes she just make videos to stir up reactions on social media. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but that's how her videos are. Like, she'll literally say some controversial thing to make a lot of people, start talking about it. Like, she doesn't care. Right? She doesn't care. I think I saw a video of she and this Black guy when they were in a podcast, and the guy said, I think you're supposed to tell me sorry for for slavery. And she said something about she doesn't have, she shouldn't be saying that, because that it doesn't have anything to do with her, that she never owned slave and all of that, so she can be saying sorry. And she also talked about, I think she talked about reparation and how it's not their generation and all that, so why should they be paying for reparation, which a lot of palm colored folks actually have the same ideology about all of this. They have the same ideology about the whole slavery thing, and how some people should just get hold of it, just move on, just forget about it. Those talk that they all usually say. That's exactly what it is. Well, that's it for this lady, right? And yeah, so many things I've, like, when I came across this video, I was like, I think Asians at this point, I begin to see exactly what black folks has been telling them for decades, like for years. They've been telling them, how they would say, oh, we actually the good ones, we're the best people, we are this and we are that. But somehow it's as if their eyes are now beginning to open to the reality of things, and how they ought to, react when they see things like this, and how these people do not really see them the same way that they see themselves, because they believe that they have proximity to whiteness, so they are perfect and can never be ignored or something. But imagine them going to a restaurant and they're positioning them outside, then palm colored folks inside. That's like signaling something, and that's also like segregation. So when they talked about segregation coming back, it's as if it's already here, but some people are just thinking that it's something that will come back when it never went away in the first place. I think I did a video one time, and somebody said in the comment section and said, why are you guys saying that segregation is about to return when it never left? And like, this is just like the whole opening up about the whole thing, about the whole segregation thing, right? Because like, this, it never went away, right? It never did. So we just have to get to that point where everybody have to understand where they are and where they stand, and just take it one step at a time. Because black folks for years have been telling people that, especially POCs, and say it doesn't matter the color of your skin. Once you have a little bit of melanin in you, forget it. Yours is just there. That's it. Like, forget it. And a lot of them just feel that because of their proximity, that they are better off, they are, they will be accepted. But it's as if these people don't even care. Like, they are not accepting anything. They've told you this is where you belong, and you just have to, acknowledge the fact that this is your position, and don't try to move out from there. But yeah, that's what this restaurant is trying to say. But it's quite unfortunate that somebody will use food to do something like this, right? It doesn't really make sense. I hope that everybody is learning a lesson or two from all of this. Well, guys, let me know what your take are in the comments. I would really love to read from you. Please consider subscribing if you have not already. And don't forget to give the video a thumbs up so that more people can see it. Credit to all creators on this video. See you all on my next video and my next. And please like, subscribe, share, and see you guys next time. Bye, guys.